Hey everyone, welcome back to our channel. If you're new here, please subscribe. I'd really love that. If you're returning, how you doing? What we're going to talk about right now is something that I feel is completely relevant right now. Okay, you remember learning in school when we were younger about the fall of the Roman Empire, right? Okay. Well, America's financial mismanagement has gotten so bad that some say our country's decline is now inevitable, and it's drawing parallels to the Roman Empire's collapse. And that comparison is unfair for two reasons. First, Rome had good roads that lasted over a millennium. Second, and more seriously, America has changed course before and hopefully still has time to do so again. At the moment, however, America is moving in the wrong direction. Take New York City for just an example. It's a hotbed of leftist ideology and a microcosm of what's causing like a decline, America's decline, if you will. Okay, just listen to Jason over at the Angry Prepper when he talks about what goes on just in his neck of the woods, because he lives in New York City. Okay, just listen to him about what he talks about, and you'll see exactly, because he's very descriptive, you'll see exactly what's going on in New York. Now, recently announced, okay, that it would cut police funding, and this is just New York, to spend $12 billion more on migrants. The streets may not be safe for U.S. citizens, but at least those here, not the way my ancestors came here, will be more comfortable. Okay. What about our homeless vets? Just a rational, logical question, right? Like, my family came here from Sicily. My grandparents, my mom's mom and dad, right? And then my mom, she was born in another country because my grandfather was in the army. So I'm like, me and my cousin Tracy are like the first ones born here in this country in my family. You know what I mean? So New York was once the greatest engine of prosperity in the world. I mean, look at it. I mean, it was just like, I mean, you want to talk about hustle, bustle, where everything got done, you know? And now people are like, literally like, I'm moving out. I'm getting out of here in droves, man. I mean, we haven't quite gotten to cows grazing in the Roman Forum, but entire swaths of once thriving cities are now being abandoned. Even the inhabited cities are in decline, with rising taxes outpaced by crumbling institutions they allegedly funded. I mean, everywhere you go, taxes are literally absurd. Left behind is lawlessness, dying communities, two-tiered society, lower-class living in progressive misery, insecurity, while the rich retreat to luxurious enclaves. But like Rome before it, New York is a valuable warning to the rest of us at large, because our nation has been heading in the same direction as New York City, just moving at a snail pace. Now, to fund these endless wars and wasteful domestic spending, Rome devalued its currency to institute a hidden tax on people. Does that sound familiar to you? But that's because it's exactly what America has been doing for years. Financial mismanagement doomed Rome, and now it threatens us, America. Confiscatory taxes drove commerce out of the Roman Empire, or underground in a ragtag form, while idle laborers turned to breadlines. Today, excessive taxation, regulation, sending the jobs overseas, nothing made in America, made in China, made in Taiwan, made in the Philippines, made here, made there. When's the last time you bought something and said made in the USA? The unemployed are on welfare. So Rome's failure to curtail its spending and it simultaneously throttled its economy eventually turned the empire's finances into the equivalent of a Ponzi scheme. How did we throttle our economy, or so they say? How did we do it? Or they do it. Sorry, my bad. With the stimulus checks. So debt rose and at unsustainable and accelerating rates. Today, what's our federal debt at? It's over 33 trillion. It's roughly $250,000 per household. Imagine, if you will, just knowing that each house, your house, my house, your mom's house, your sister's house, your brother's house, your cousin's house, this house, that house, we all are in debt for $250,000. Dude, we don't even bring that in every year with 2 salaries. There's no way we could pay that off and then live on top of that. Just let that sink into your brain for just 2 seconds. So a decline has now set in. Rome doubled down on spending, borrowing, inflating, and war, using bread and circuses to tranquilize and anger and desperate populace. What happened just in 2021, 2022? Stimulus. Buy. Debt. So then we had the moratorium. Nobody paid their rent. Nobody paid their mortgage. And then what happened? Moratoriums ended. Homeless population went boom through the roof. And now what? Huh? Now you got people like all of us going, the homeless population is going crazy. Yeah. Okay? Because when people were getting those stimulus checks, instead of paying that back rent or that back mortgage, they were buying 70-inch TVs. How's that 70-inch TV doing for you now? Did it put food on your table? Did it put a roof over your head? No, it didn't. I bet you had to pawn that shit, though, didn't you? Uh-huh. That's what I thought. So, foreign wars were used to refocus the population. Remember, shiny object. And it was done on an external enemy to export unemployed men. Military. Okay? Soaring military expenditures meant that there was not enough wealth left to finance actual military readiness, leaving the empire vulnerable to barbarian invasions on its unsecured borders. Does that sound familiar to you? Asking for a friend. So, as the unity of Rome deteriorated, tribalism took hold. Leftists have been making America tribal for years. Look at the division. Look at it. I know family members who won't talk to my father because he voted for Trump. Are you kidding me? You're not going to speak to your own father. Get a grip, okay? So, They're grouping people based on how they look or any other immutable characteristic they can cash in on for what? Who they gonna go with? 2024. Oh. What sign you got out on your front lawn? Who you supporting? That's what I thought. So that makes assimilation impossible. It's robbing America of one of their own strengths. It is unity, not diversity, that holds a melting pot together. Remember, America is the melting pot. Where else, what other country do you know that all different races, religions, creeds can come together and live all in the same place happily? Right? He could be your neighbor, my best friend. Who cares? As long as we have a common ground, we have shared values, morals. You want to go for coffee? I'll see you up at Starbucks in 5 minutes. That's what I'm saying. What other country do you know that you could do that at? Can't do it in a lot of places that I know of. Well, except for Europe. Because I know I want to be meeting up with my best friend up in London. Okay? But still. That was true for the highest diverse of the Roman Empire. And it's true today for America. But the financial and the cultural decline of Rome holds a sobering lesson for us today. Why? Because so many other nations have made the same mistakes and met similar fates. You can't keep making the same decision and expect different outcomes. That's what I'm trying to say. But fortunately, many things have turned around. The Renaissance in Europe, the Victorian era in Britain, okay? But it takes resolve. It takes deep reform. For starters, the federal government needs to hand back the power it has seized from we the people, both in terms of control and confiscatory taxes. Until 1914, our government spent less than 5% of gross domestic product. Today, it's about 40%. Now, shrinking the government ends the deficits that drive the inflation that is crushing all of us today. I mean, when's the last time you were able to fill up your grocery cart with what you actually wanted and needed to buy and walked out paying less than $200? Yeah, I'll wait. It's been about 2 years, 3 years, right? Okay. It ends the slow bleed out of our productive economy. Small businesses, manufacturers, the communities that depend on them. Finally, reducing the federal government to its original scope, it solves many of our cultural battles, leaving choices to individual communities or the families that are involved here. As the government grew, Americans have become alienated from their own communities and system. Many no longer believe in the rule of law or respect the civic culture that has built America to what it is, or to what it was, really, I should say. Instead, we get hateful propaganda that aims to divide us, such as the 1619 Project. Government censors who believe that, in Orwell's phrase, he who can rewrite the past can dictate the future. Can't rewrite what already happened, my friend. Okay? So, I mean, I can't tell you how many times I've had negativity on videos. I had one guy I don't even know who the hell he is. Never seen him before. Commented on 3 videos. He's told me to stop. He told me to shut up. He told me that I have multiple personalities. And I looked at my husband and I said, multiple personalities. And I watched the video that he commented on, and I said, maybe it's because I got hyped up about something and my accent came out. It's a possibility. Because generally I'm very calm when I make videos, but when I get excited about something, my accent comes out, and it's very, very strong. And then another video, he said something about that I'm illiterate and I can't read. I'm thinking to myself, holy hell, you're actually talking to somebody who graduated from college, but I can't read. Okay. So, you know, just to think that, you know, there's somebody out there who doesn't even know me personally, probably doesn't even know my name, and you know what I mean, doesn't even know that my name is Autumn. They just think that her name must be ABG, you know. Okay, what's your middle name? Barbara? No, really, seriously, it's not. So yeah, it's backyard. No, really. So but you know, you know, to be so negative towards somebody when you don't even know who they are, you know, calm down. You know what I mean? It's not the end of the world because you don't agree with somebody. If you disagree, that's cool. Listen, it's okay to agree to disagree. You know what I'm saying, man? It's not the end of the world, dude. It's okay. Move on. All right? Scroll past, as they say. You know what I mean? But you know what? There is still time, okay? Americans have faced worse odds, and they've come out on top. See, that's the beauty about being an American. We always come out on top, okay? It doesn't matter if you're an Italian American, an African American, Hispanic American, Irish American, Native American. It don't matter. We're all American. We're all human. There's only one race, the human race. And once everybody figures that out, this will be a better place to live. Right on? I mean, from the Revolution to the Great Depression. But the window is closing, my friends. It is. The longer we wait, the more victims will be left behind. Not even the Roman roads memorialize them. So prepare. Act right. Get right. You know what I mean? All right, I'm out of here. I'll see you in the next one, okay? You stay safe, you stay positive, you keep prepping. And as always, fear less. Ciao.